Hi everybody, welcome to Embodied Inquiry. My name is Susan and I'll be your guide for your practice today. Please make sure you have any props you need for your practice, maybe 2 blocks, a blanket, a bolster, a strap, whatever you need to feel supported in your practice. Before we begin, I would like to take a few minutes to speak about the breath. The breath is an important tool in your practice, maybe the most important prop. So if at any time throughout this practice you notice yourself holding the breath, or you notice the breath getting choppy, this is a sign. Just a sign to take a break, to back off. The breath is so wise. It will tell you exactly where you need to be, if you need to back off, if you need to go deeper. So trying to find that place, this edge that feels a little bit challenging, but only to the point where you can take a full, deep breath in. That's what we're going for. Let the breath be your guide. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. Find a comfortable seated position. And just let the eyes close. We begin to slow everything down and arrive on the mat in your physical body. Begin to deepen the breath. Just slowing the breath down. It's becoming aware of what's alive in the physical body. Just noticing. Breath continues to deepen, maybe engaging Ujjayi Pranayama. Bringing a slight contraction to the muscles in the back of the throat. Using this pranayama to begin to warm the body, preparing the body for your practice. Just 2 more breaths. On the next inhalation, allow the eyes to open and inhale. The arms up and overhead. Interlace the fingers. Turn the palms skyward. At the top of the inhalation, pause. internal Kumbhaka, internal breath retention. Beginning our practice by playing with the breath. And then exhale. Arms float down alongside the body. Exhale all the air out of the lungs, and then inhale. Arms float up, interlace the fingers, palms go skyward. Breathing in that last sip of air, and then pause, holding the breath in, internal Kumbhaka, internal breath retention. Maybe the eyes close, just a couple of seconds here. When you notice the urge to breathe, simply release, allow the arms to float down. Exhale all the air out of the lungs, and inhale. Arms float up, interlace the fingers, palms go skyward. Take in one more sip of air at the top of the inhalation, and pause. Hold the breath without creating any anxiety or stress for yourself. Just gently, when you notice the urge to breathe, release the arms. Working with breath retention here. Continue flowing. Inhale, interlace the fingers. Pause at the top of the inhalation. Lift the chest, get length, soften the shoulders, just pausing. Resting in the gap between breaths. Clearing the mind when you notice the urge to breathe. Release the hands. We'll do 2 more times through. Move at your pace. The invitation is to play here with holding that internal breath retention for as many seconds as it feels comfortable for you. Can it be gentle and soft and easy? Gentle pausing. And whenever you notice the urge to breathe, release the hands. Last round. Filling up the body with prana. Pausing the breath helps to pause the mind. Prana is the guiding force behind chitta, the mental force. When you create gaps in the breath, consciously, you can create space between thoughts. And release. Just pausing here with the eyes closed. Ground the palms. Just notice the effects. And from here, we begin to move as you shift the weight forward, finding all fours, wrists stacked underneath the shoulders and knees stacked underneath the hips for tabletop. Find a neutral spine, so pelvis is neutral here. Inhale, arch the back. We'll begin with a few cat-cows. Maybe shift the weight forward and back. Exhale, round, press into the earth, draw the chin to the chest. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale. Maybe gaze goes high. Exhale, round. One more time through. Moving with the breath. The breath is the guiding force for the physical body. Exhale. Round, chin to the chest. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, curl the toes under. And on the inhalation, just float the knees up off of the earth a couple of inches. Just continuing to build some heat. Deep breaths here. Invitation to close the eyes and notice any sensation in the physical body. Just tuning into if there's any particular emotion or mental pattern connected to the physical sensation. Just noticing, maybe not. Just checking it out, letting it be an inquiry. On the exhalation, press into the earth as you extend through both legs. Head is heavy here. Making our way into the first downward facing dog of the practice. Just checking it out. Tuning into how the body feels in this particular moment. Can the body be alive as the posture? Deep breath. So we're grounding through the feet, sending the heels to the earth, pressing into the palms of the hands, sending the hips high to the sky, drawing the navel into the low spine. Triceps turn in towards the ears. So this is the invitation for the structure of the pose. My job is to set you up safely. And then allow the eyes to close and make any micro movements or adjustments that you feel would better serve your body. The only way to know is to play, is to explore, is to find it for yourself, to allow the revelation of the breath moving through the body. Just see what it wants to show you. See what the posture is for you. Maybe the knees are bent. We'll take 2 more full deep breaths. Just continuing this experiment, this inquiry. It's your choice. You can remain totally still. Up to you. On the exhalation, bend the knees and float the knees just a few inches up off of the earth. Let the neck be soft, noticing if there's any tension or contraction. Exhale, extend through the legs. Deep breath. And inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step the feet in between the hands this time. Inhale, halfway lift. Getting length in the spine. Back of the neck is long. Opening through the upper back. And exhale, fold forward. Check in here, standing forward fold, maybe bending one knee and then the other. So embodied inquiry is a practice on feeling the posture from the inside out. We practice to let go of any image we have of what we think the pose should look like. And instead, invite the shape that wants to be revealed. Just noticing the inner posture. Instead of striving for some kind of perfect image we hold in our mind. Let the breath guide you in your inquiry. We'll take 2 more breaths here in standing forward fold. We'll take a few sun breaths to continue to warm up the body as you inhale. Slight bend in the knees, rise all the way up to standing, Tadasana. Lift the heart, soften the shoulders. What can you soften? Throughout this practice, we'll be putting the body into challenging postures, and it's a practice in staying relaxed but engaged at the same time, noticing how you relate to a challenge. Can we practice softening and relaxing? Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, dive forward. Continue with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. At the top of the inhalation, interlace the fingers, turn the palms skyward. Come rise up onto the balls of both feet, just playing with balance here. Hold the breath at the top of the inhalation. And on the exhale, slowly lower down, and as you lower down, just allow the hands to float down the front line of the body as the heels lower. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Let the fingers interlace overhead, palms skyward at the top of the inhalation. Pause. Holding the breath. Internal Kumbhaka. Whenever you notice the urge to breathe, no forcing. Exhale. Lower the hands, lower the heels, just playing with balance. 2 more times through. Inhale, rise up. Playing with this lifting energy. Turning the palms skyward, remaining on the balls of the feet at the top of the inhalation. Pause. Playing with pranavayu. The upward motion, the vital air of the body. And then exhale when you feel ready. Slowly release. 1 more time through. Inhale. Rise up onto the balls of the feet. Interlace the fingers, palms turn skyward. Soften the shoulders. Pause at the top. Exhale. Slowly release. Working with the breath to calm the mind. Inhale, get length. Exhale, dive forward. Notice if the tendency is to push past your boundary of comfort. Just noticing. Can it be gentle? Can you use the breath to open the body instead of force? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Step the left foot back for a low lunge. Surrender the left knee to the earth. Inhale, both arms high. Get length in the spine. And exhale, take a twist here. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Sinking lower in the hips. Just an invitation to play, not a necessity. Everybody's body is different. Inhale, back to center. Get length. Maybe a gentle back bend, and exhale. Release the palms. Right foot steps back to meet the left for plank pose. Pause here, 2 breaths in plank. Wrists stacked underneath the shoulders. Lifting up through the shoulders, pressing into the earth. Sacrum presses back towards the heels. Belly draws in towards the spine. On the exhalation, lower down, elbows kiss the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Deep breath. Maybe the eyes close. On the next inhalation, lift the left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step the left foot in between the palms. Surrender the right knee to the earth. Inhale, both arms high. Melt the hips low. Playing with these 2 opposing forces here. Rooting down, grounding through the feet, that right knee, even as the heart lifts. The arms and palms energized, rising up. Exhale, hands draw down the midline as you take a twist over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Maybe a gentle back bend here. Remaining grounded through that right knee. The right leg. Exhale. Plant the palms. Left foot steps back to meet the right. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back up. Exhale. Side plank, roll to the outer edge of that left foot, lifting the right arm high. You have options here in your side plank. You can float that right leg high. You can surrender that left knee to the earth while still floating that right leg high. Different places to go. If you have a go-to here, try mixing it up. And just notice what the mind says there. Meeting yourself with so much compassion, gentleness, and innocence. Exhale, plant the right palm, square the hips to the earth. Find that steady plank pose, whatever it looks like for you. Set it up safely, just feeling into it. And then exhale. Take your side plank over to the other side. Deep breath. Return to plank on the exhale. Inhale, get the length. Find the length of the posture so that the breath can spread evenly throughout the entire body. Exhale. Elbows kiss the ribs. Inhale, swim the chest through. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath. Now we'll begin to flow as you inhale. Send that right leg up and back behind you. Press through that left foot. Lift that right leg even 1 inch higher. And then exhale. Step the right foot in between the hands. Ground through both feet. And then inhale. Send both arms high. Crescent lunge. Inhale, get length. Exhale, hands draw down the midline, left elbow to the outside of that right leg. Twisting here. Deep breath, just one more. Inhale, up to crescent lunge. Find the length in the front line of the body. And then exhale, open up to warrior two. So if you've been practicing for a while, it can often be a more challenging thing for those of us that have been practicing for a while to find the newness of the pose. So this is the inquiry. Can this posture be new in the moment? And the breath will tell you. Just tuning into the breath. Make any micro adjustments that are appropriate for right now. The state of the pranic body, the state of the physical body right now. Always changing. Exhale. Trikonasana. Extend through that right leg. Begin to shift the torso to the right. Bringing a slight external rotation to that left hip. And pressing into the outer edge of that left foot. So here we're staying long in the spine. Just a couple of breaths here, and then there will be a couple of breaths for you to just play with the posture. Maybe close the eyes if it's comfortable in this balancing pose, and let the posture be fluid. Remember, remaining totally still is also an option, as stillness does not inherently mean lacking movement. And then exhale, bend that front knee. Warrior two. Find the span through the arms, fingertip to fingertip, opening wide like wings. Exhale, step through that front foot as you float the left leg up for half moon. Maybe you take a block underneath that right hand. No right or wrong. No advanced or beginning. There's no place to go. Simply the inquiry of what's alive now. And exhale, release the left hand for standing split. Send that left leg high. Allow the breath to open the body. And exhale. Left foot plants. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Standing forward, fold. Inhale. Rise all the way up to standing. Interlace the fingers up overhead, rise up onto the balls of the feet at the top of the inhale. Pause, hold the breath. Exhale, release, slowly lowering the heels. Slowly lowering the hands, syncing up with the breath. Inhale. Rise all the way up onto the balls of the feet. Pause at the top. Internal Kumbhaka. And lower down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale, lower down. Noticing the connection between the breath and the mind. One more time through. Inhale. Hold the breath, resting in the gap. Exhale. Slowly release. Inhale, we'll take it over to the other side. Maybe a gentle back bend, pressing the hips forward. Exhale, dive forward. Hands draw down the midline. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And the next inhalation, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palm, step both feet back, downward facing dog. Send the hips high. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, swim the chest through. Open up the heart. Use the breath. Exhale, press it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg goes high. Pressing through that right foot, lift the left leg 1 inch higher. Exhale, step it in between the hands, ground through both feet. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Deep breath. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Back foot pivots flat to a 45-degree angle, or maybe it feels better for you to have the toes pointed towards the side of the mat. Maybe you play with closing the eyes here. Allowing the posture to be fluid. So much here to explore. And And then exhale, Trikonasana, shift the weight forward. Slight rotation if it's accessible. Rotating that right hip outwardly, pressing through the outer edge of that right foot. Finding length in the spine. First, staying right here. Maybe you let that left arm fall, finding a secure place on the left leg. Inhale the right arm high. One breath here, and then take the next couple of breaths to feel Trikonasana in a new way. I feel some contraction here in the side body, so I consciously am sending my breath right here. Letting the breath open up my side body. And inhale, back to warrior two. Just slowing everything down. No place to go, nowhere to get to. And exhale, step through that left foot as you float that right leg high for half moon. Different places to go here in half moon. Fingers can remain grounded. You can play with floating all the way up. Letting the body be comfortable and soft with falling. Falling is a whole practice unto itself. And exhale, send that right hand to the earth. Inhale, the right leg goes high for standing split. Inhale, right leg 1 inch higher. And exhale, right foot steps to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift, get length. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Rise all the way up, slowly coming onto the balls of the feet. Interlace the fingers. Palms go skyward. Hold the breath at the top. Internal Kumbhaka. Slowly release on the exhalation. Lower everything down. 2 more times through. Inhale, working with the breath. Pause at the top. Exhale, slowly release. Working with our focus, our balance, our concentration. Hold the breath at the top of the inhalation. Exhale. Slowly release, becoming a master of your own life force. Inhale. Rise up, maybe a gentle back bend. Exhale. Dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step the feet back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale, step it back. Downward facing dog. We'll flow through that series one more time, moving at a slightly quicker pace. Those of you might be cheering for a quicker pace. Some of you might be not so excited. Just noticing our preferences. Inhale, right leg goes high. Exhale, step that right foot in between the palms. Rise up. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale. Step it through half moon. Taking a few breaths here in half moon. That went by so much faster. And then exhale, plant the left palm. Ground through both hands. Maybe you take the hands onto two blocks here, also an option. And inhale, just lift that left leg a little bit higher. Ground through both hands. Let that left leg extend towards the back of the mat. Stay on the ball of that right foot. Inhale, crescent lunge. Just adding on to our series. Exhale, take your twist. And inhale, back to center. Exhale, plant the palms. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, swim the chest through. Exhale, press it back. Downward facing dog, eyes closed. Noticing the difference between the right and the left sides of the body. Tuning into the subtlety of your practice. Make any micro movements that the pranic breath, the pranic body might be calling for. So many times throughout our day, the body is asking to be moved in a particular way. Maybe it's a stretch. This is the practice of tuning into that. Cultivating a sensitivity to that. As you inhale, lift the left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step the foot in between the palms. Ground through the feet. Inhale. Rise up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten that front leg, Trikonasana. Inhale, get length. Exhale, bend that front knee. And float all the way up to half moon. I'll use a block this time. Just check out what that feels like. Ah, that feels good. Exhale, plant both hands on your blocks or the earth. As you inhale, lift that right leg high, standing split. And one more here. And exhale, release to the ball of that back foot. Find your low lunge. Find the stability. And then from here, rise up, crescent lunge, get length. And exhale, take your twist. And one more here. And inhale back to center. Exhale, plant the palms, left foot steps back to meet the right. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Swim the chest through. Open the heart. Exhale. Press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank pose. You're stacked underneath the shoulders. On the exhalation, bend the elbows lower all the way down. Hugging the legs together as if you have a zipper. That's zipping both legs tightly together. Chin is grounded into the earth. Press the pubic bone into the earth as you slowly begin to lift the chin, lift the palms. Using the muscles of the lower back to lift the body. Gaze is still down at the earth. Lifting 1 inch higher. Keep the breath flowing. There's a tendency in these postures to want to hold the breath. Remember what I said at the beginning of class. The breath is the guide. And then exhale. Roll to the left ear on the mat. Extend the arms alongside the body. Pause here, eyes closed. Slow everything down. Stay with the sensation. Keep the breath flowing. And inhale, reset. Come back to center. Draw the chin to the earth. Arms remain alongside the body. On the next inhalation, begin to float the chest up. Back of the neck is long, so gaze is still down at the earth. Float the arms up. And then maybe one by one, you begin to float the legs up. Every inhalation, you lift the chest 1 inch higher. Every exhalation, you lift the legs 1 inch higher. One more breath. And exhale. Release. Right ear to the earth. Slow everything down. Keep the breath flowing. Just stay with your practice. Stay with sensation that arises. Just noticing. And then inhale. Press the palms into the earth. Lift up into all fours. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, curl the toes under, send the hips high to the sky. Downward facing dog. Lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, bend the knees and step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Get long and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Arms up and overhead, find the length. And then release on the next exhale. Begin to shift the weight into that right foot. Float the left foot up off of the earth and reach for the left foot. You can play here with reaching from the inside of that left foot or the outside. Connect both knees together first. And then from here, inhale that right arm high. You can choose to stay right here. Navel's drawing in, and this is simply to keep the core engaged and keep the low back safe. Get length on the inhale. Breath is still flowing. Exhale. Begin to shift the weight forward. Imagine that you're going to straighten that left leg. Offering resistance, pressing the top of that left foot into the palm. Deep breath. And slowly release. Left foot steps to meet the right. Hands at heart center. One breath here. Just noticing the difference between the right and the left. Begin to shift the weight into the left foot. Right foot floats up. Reach back for that right foot, either from the inside or the outside. Connect the knees together. Lift through the left arm. Left shoulder soft. Belly draws into the spine. And then from here, you can choose to begin to shift the weight forward. Slowing down enough just to notice, is this the right thing for me right now? Awareness offers us the capacity to choose. So we slow down to tune in. Keep the breath flowing. And slowly release. Right foot steps to meet the left, hands at heart center. Inhale. Arms up and overhead. Gentle back bend, exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Swim the chest through, open up the heart. Press it back on the next exhalation. Let the neck be soft and the head is heavy. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Ground through the pubic bone. The chest is connected to the earth. Bend the right knee and the left. Reach back behind you, reaching for the tops of both feet or the ankles. You choose. So play here. You choose with the eyes closed. Tune in. What feels right? You have the option to stay right here. Just pressing the heels in towards the sits bones. You're getting an opening in the front line of the body by doing this. Another option is to begin to extend through the legs. Extending through the legs will help lift the chest for Dhanurasana bow pose. If you keep the breath going, the body will begin to rock. You can also play with rocking the body yourself, getting a massage in the abdomen, or you can remain totally still. One more breath. And exhale, release. Left ear to the earth. Stay internalized. Not abandoning yourself for any outer distraction. Learning to stay with you, to stay with your experience. This is self-love. Inhale, back to center, draw the chin to the earth for our second round of bow. So tune in, maybe this round is different than the first. How could it not be, right? Now you get to choose where you want to go in this bow. Wherever it is, just keep the breath flowing. Let the breath be the compass. One more breath. And release. Right ear to the earth. Let everything go. Just let everything settle. Send the breath to any places of tightness or contraction, if there is any. On the next inhalation, plant the palms, lift up to all fours. Take a few cat-cows, arch the back, look up, sits bones high. Draw the elbows in towards the knees. Exhale, round. See if we can keep our attention here with the practice. There can be a tendency to let go when we get tired. Totally normal, totally human. Let's practice, if you're willing, to keep your attention tuned in to the form of the body, whatever it's doing. On the next exhalation, cross at the ankles. Shift the body's weight over the ankles as you extend the legs out in front of you. Preparing for seated forward fold. You can remove any flesh from the sits bones, as I often do. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Round the spine over the extended legs. And then we'll play with getting length and folding. As you inhale, get length. Get as long as you can in the spine, whatever that looks like right now. And then exhale. Let the body be totally soft. Inhale, get long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, one more time. Get length. Exhale. Fold. And just pause here. Body soft. And inhale. Lift the torso, find the long spine. On the next exhalation, just scooch the hips down towards the top of the mat a couple of inches, ground through the soles, lift the arms out in front of you, grab a block on your way back as you slowly tuck the tailbone under. So I'm working with this microphone that I have in the back. So in order for the sound to stay continuous, I need to be very mindful of the way that I move. So just know that that's happening when you're looking at my physical posture. And if you have a block, you can grab something else. I've even practiced putting a water bottle in between my legs. So improvisation. Ground the soles of the feet into the earth just to find our starting place, and walk them in close to the body so that you can barely tickle the backs of the heels. Grab your block and place it in between the inner thighs here. On the next inhalation, hug the block with the thighs as you ground through the soles and press the hips high. Navel's drawing into the spine. So pressing the hips high. We're not looking for a deep back bend here. Just pressing the hips high enough. And from the next inhalation, we're going to begin to pulse, to squeeze the block with every pulse. Just squeezing, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze. Just keep pulsing. And for the last one, just remain squeezing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Just take a pause. Strengthening the inner thighs helps to balance the pelvis. And keeping our pelvis stabilized is key to avoiding injury throughout the entire body, actually. On the next inhalation, begin to lift the hips, ground through the palms, and this time we begin to pulse, just pulsing the hips 1 inch higher, and then lower, just up and down, pulsing the hips high while squeezing the block. If I start to feel any discomfort in my low spine, I know it means for my particular body, I need to work with strengthening my abductors and adductors, inner and outer thighs. Keep pulsing. And then pause, squeeze the block, 10, hold the hips high, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down. Release the block or rolled up towel or water bottle. Draw the soles of the feet together as you allow the knees to splay open wide, arms up and overhead, and then reach for opposite elbows. Let everything go. And then draw the knees together. Maybe you need the helps of the hands to draw the knees together, which I often do. Hug the knees in close to the chest. If you can squeeze them all the way in with the forearms, tucking the body into a little ball here. And then spread the arms out wide. Right leg over left. Another one of my favorites to stabilize the pelvis. Allow the knees to drop over to the left and gaze turns right. I had students ask me why I always incorporate this posture. And this is one of the reasons. It is a pelvis stabilizer. Not only looking to stretch, but also looking to strengthen. So with this intention, bring the left palm to the outside of that right thigh. And then offer resistance, pressing that right thigh into the palm for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, but stay in the posture. Just let go of the resistance. We'll do 2 more rounds. Take that left hand to the outside of the right knee and offer resistance, pressing the knee into the palm and the palm into the knee. About 70% effort here. And then release, stay in the posture, release the pressure. One more time. Hand to the thigh, press the thigh into the palm into the thigh. 5 counts. And then release. Inhale back to center, hug the knees in close. Cross the left leg over the right. Allow the knees to drop over to the right. And it is possible here, if you'd like support in this pose, to place the knee block underneath the knee, especially if that left shoulder floats up off of the earth when you go into your twist. Ideally, that left shoulder does not come up off of the earth. So you choose play with using the block here. That does feel good right now. Take the right hand to the outer edge of the left thigh. Offer resistance for 5. Press the thigh into the palm and the palm into the thigh for 5 counts, using about 70% effort. And then release. Stay in the posture, just release the resistance. 2 more rounds. Take the hand to the outside. Offer resistance for 5. And release. Stay in the posture for the last round. And we begin. Hand to the outside of the thigh. Press the thigh into the palm into the thigh. Just noticing how this feels in the body, if there's any space created. And release. Unwrap the knees in. And then allow the legs to extend, arms extend out wide in a T, or maybe you bring them closer into the body. Just with the eyes closed, tune into the posture of Shavasana. Let the body be soft and heavy. Let the eyes close. Let everything go. Consciousness expanding beyond the physical body. Expanding as the vastness, the infinite. And slowly begin to become aware of surrounding sounds. Noticing all the points of contact between your body and the earth. Noticing the weight of your body against the earth. Arriving back home in this temple, as if for the first time. Begin to wiggle the toes and the fingers, inviting movement. And stretch the arms up and overhead. And then slowly roll to one side. Press the top hand into the earth. Make your way up to seated position. And we'll close our practice today with a few internal Kumbhakas. Inhale the arms up and overhead, working with the breath to calm the mind. Inhale, palms skyward at the top of the inhale. Pause gently. Can it be soft? Exhale. Gentle Kumbhaka. Inhale, arms up overhead. Pause. Lengthen. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Interlace the fingers. Lengthen, get the length. Hold the breath and gently release.